Hello, I'm Martin Brook from Duke University in the Electrical and Computer Engineering Department. This is a second in a series of presentations about project decomposition focusing on a large project example. We've been looking at the primary functional decomposition of the X Prize Rainforest competition. After early needs finding interviews and some reading, we saw that there were four main types of biodiversity to study in rainforests. We used competition criterion to narrow down the scope. And earlier, we broke the identify plant problem down into a couple of seemingly doable subtasks. Now let's go back to our lists and look at identifying animals. Experts once again helped us determine the data needed to identify the species of animals that are in the rainforest. The big problem is that animals are either elusive and rare, such as predators, or so abundant that you get overwhelmed with their diversity, like insects. So camera traps and sound recorders needed to be out for a long time to catch the elusive species, and abundant species need a fast sorting method that can clearly identify differences. Once again, we talked to the experts more about what they'd really like, and telling them what we know how to do, they shared challenges and interests. They seemed to need the ability to get up into the upper forest layers and mobility to find the right spots to collect data. Let's start with getting up into the upper forest layers. After brainstorming, we once again found that flying drones into the forest canopy was what would really help. Going back to what the experts said about tracks and feces, we realized that in the rainforest there are clearings and riverbanks that may work for this. After some more brainstorming, we realized that we could use drones to get to these not very common places quickly. So once again, we have what seem to be like doable concrete tasks that we can test if they work and start to see solutions for. Check out my next video where I use secondary decomposition to reduce the risk of these tasks to something we think we can do in one semester.